This is Daniel Rollins, head coach at Camp Community College, here with Figure It Out Baseball. And today we're going to talk about how to email college coaches. And I think it's really important that you guys do a good job of doing your homework. First off, of who you're going to email at that particular school. On every school's athletic website, you're going to find a staff directory. And under that staff directory, you're going to find a list of all the coaches within that coaching staff. And typically, you'll find the head coach's email and the assistant's email. Sometimes it'll be a generic email for all the coaches. It just depends on the school and the level. Most of the smaller schools, the entire coaching staff is going to be listed. For a larger school, let's take UVA for instance. You might see UVA baseball. You might say email UVA baseball, virginiabaseball.edu, whatever the case may be. You're going to want to pick out the right people to email. So what I do is I always recommend guys sit down. In the to line, they put the head coach's email address, and then they carbon copy the assistant coaching staff. And they do that because you want to make sure that no matter what, it gets to the right person, but you address everything to the head coach, because ultimately that's the person that you're trying to work with at the end of the day. When you're putting the email actually together, you're going to type it out just like a letter. And I always recommend making sure that it's not some form email where you just change the head coach's name in and out. You actually put an email together that is very well structured with different points. Your background with any links to video and bio information, the reason you're interested in that college and that baseball program, and be specific. Talk about, hey, maybe that program had 35 wins last year. Maybe there's a particular academic program you want to be involved in while you're playing baseball there. Be specific. The more specific you are, the more that coaching staff is going to know how serious you are about that program. And I think that's really important. At the bottom of the email, make sure you discuss what you're hoping the next steps are, whether it be getting in front of that coaching staff at a tournament, making sure you're sending a copy of your summer schedule or your spring schedule with it, making sure if there's any opportunities that you can go to camp, request that information. Whatever you can do to help make sure you can put yourself athletically in front of those coaches and make a good first impression through that email, you need to make sure you do. Have somebody double check your email. Have somebody check the grammar, the punctuation, all the important aspects of that email so you know when you send it off, it's going to be very well received. And at the end of the day, us as coaches, we see hundreds of emails throughout the weeks and months. And the ones that are better written and are structured well are the ones that are a whole lot easier to respond to, because we know that you took your time out of your day to put a lot of thought and effort into that email. And I think that's really important throughout this process. And it's a big key to the recruiting process for you guys to open up new doors to schools that you've got very strong interest in. When looking at the timing of your email, it's really important, I would say, going into your sophomore year, that you're really starting to develop lists of schools that you have an interest in and start to get emails out, especially when you're interested in going to those camps and getting in front of those coaches and showcasing yourself. Throughout your sophomore year, to me, is the best time to start getting those emails out. Before your junior year begins, it's really got to kick into high gear. You've got to make sure that if you haven't been on the ball of sending emails and getting them out to coaches of schools you're interested in, that you're not lacking behind, because you don't want, somebody's always out there wanting to take your space, okay? There's going to be the same guy sitting down sending emails out, and it doesn't mean you have to do it as a freshman, but it means you need to, by your sophomore, throughout that year, going into your junior year, you're as prepared as possible when you're getting those emails out. And so this is Daniel Rollins again, the head baseball coach at Camp Community College, and you've just been watching a video about how to email college coaches. And I can't wait to show you our next video about how to prepare for your visit on campus.